Hope everyone is having a great day. My name is Angel Scott. I'm a member of the Southwest Louisiana Development and Inclusion Task Force. Southwest Louisiana Economic Development Alliance and Chamber, Southwest Louisiana, along with our task force, want to thank you for joining us today and for supporting our efforts this year. This month, we're shedding light on a topic that's important to Southwest Louisiana families. Research shows that 63% of American individuals are touched by disability each day, and many of them are disabled themselves. Our focus this month is to bring top-of-mind awareness to our community and local businesses to support employment for these individuals. Many local organizations set up to match the skills of those with disabilities to meet needs of our local employers. There's some great success stories out there giving purpose to the lives of each one. The Southwest Louisiana Task Force for Development and Inclusion are proud to play a small part this month in our area and those efforts. October is National Disability Month, and we're proud to participate in creating top-of-mind awareness toward these efforts for disability, whether it be emotional, mental, or physical. They are all employable, and it gives great purpose to their lives. According to the United States Labor Department in 2021, the nationwide theme is America's Recovery, Powered by Inclusion. All month long, we're making efforts to reflect the importance of ensuring that people with disabilities have full access to employment and community involvement during recovery for the COVID-19 pandemic and regional recovery from our many natural disasters. Today, we're kicking off our third of 4 symposiums featuring local leaders who serve disabled members of our regional population. Joining us today is Dave Sensat, Adjunct and Treasurer of Chapter 17, the Disabled American Veterans. Chapter 17 services our 5 parish region: Allen Parish, Beauregard, Cameron, Jefferson Davis, and Calcasieu Parish. Hi, Dave. Looks like we may have lost Dave.
Dave is back, but he is reconnecting right now, and
Okay.
He'll be with us shortly.
Thank you. I want to thank everyone for tuning in today and following this symposium. It is a month-long effort, just bringing great top-of-mind awareness that everyone is employable, making sure that we all are intentional in combining efforts to give each person that daily purpose. Work is just a great purpose in mind as we move forward with rebuilding Southwest Louisiana.
It looks like we're still waiting on Dave. So I've got Eric here real quick. Oh, we lost Dave again. Here, Eric, why don't you and Angel talk about the disability conference, and we'll see if we can get Dave back on.
All right.
Hi there.
Hey.
Good morning.
Hey, you.
Hi.
Did we lose him again?
I think he's having a bit of internet connections on his end.
Okay. Did he give you a call?
Not yet.
All right, let me call him.
All right, Dave is trying again.
Is Dave there now?
Dave is connecting to audio and hopefully video.
Hello, can you hear?
Hello. There you are. Welcome back.
I ain't gonna touch anything. I'm just gonna leave it.
No worries, no worries. So let me catch you up. I'm not sure where technical difficulties began, but basically we've just introduced our symposium for the month that we are focused on disability awareness and employment for those with disabilities across our region. We're glad to have you here with us, Dave. I know that Chapter 17 Also services a 5 parish region, including Allen Parish, Beauregard, Cameron, Jefferson Davis, and Calcasieu. So Dave, can you tell us, and again, we're here with Dave Sinsad, he's adjunct and treasurer of Chapter 17. They are regional disabled American veterans. Speaking with him yesterday, what an amazing effort they put forth, and they are here locally and available to our veterans. So Dave, thanks for joining us today. Can you tell us how long you've served this team?
Well, our main goal is to help veterans file their claims. That's mainly what we do.
Absolutely. So yesterday you were telling me some of your titles, of course. How long have you been with the Disabled Veterans team?
I joined in 09.
Wow, thank you for your service.
I didn't
thank
know
you for your
about them
service.
until then.
Oh. So when we were talking about your deemed titles, tell me what your, there was a certification. Can you give us a little bit of insight to your additional certification and what it means to you and to area veterans?
Well, to be a chapter service officer, we have to get certified every year. We don't just go in there and do it. We have to keep up with the changes that National makes on their end, our national organization. So we have to go in once a year for a 12-hour course and get recertified.
As we spoke yesterday, it's always great to hear programs out there for our veterans, and I know that you felt the same. There are many, many people out there that are not aware of the services that you are providing directly here. In the comments of the chat, and we will post it on Facebook, I want to let you guys know that they do service in Lake Charles. So let me just give you some connect information for them. You can reach Dave and his team at 337-497-0805. That is a direct line. You may need to leave a voicemail. I think you can even text that number, but that is a direct line to Commander Robert Sochet. Their services for actually helping you file your disability claims are the first Thursday of each month at 5516 Highway 90 East in Lake Charles. And they do that on the first Thursday from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. and then on the third Thursday from 8 a.m. to noon. You can also meet them in Sulphur, Louisiana on the second Thursday of each month, and that would be at Sulphur Community Coalition Center. That's at 501 East Burton Street in Sulphur. It's just east of the Sulphur Police Department. So Dave, in your in the servicing of the needs of the veterans, you basically streamline their disability application, make sure it's perfected to their particular circumstances. That's the certification that you go through, is to make sure that's a quick, easy process for them. Am I correct?
Right. Yeah, the paperwork can get confusing for some of the older veterans, even the young ones. So we know basically which form to fill out for them, you know, the correct one. There's so many, but we got a list of the ones we use all the time. We go by that to fill out the form.
Perfect. Can you tell us a little bit about what type of veterans you're serving each week?
We serve all types. There's all kinds that come in there to get a claim filed. So it's not just any one particular kind. It's all disabled veterans. We service disabled veterans. If they've deceased, their spouse is probably eligible for some kind of benefit. So that's what we do. And we serve the women also. You know, we have 2 women chapter service officers, and a lot of times the women would rather talk to one of those than to a man. So we're pretty well diversified in who we have and what we can do.
I was very impressed yesterday with the inclusion efforts that you were telling me about the team that is built there, having the youngest to the oldest, and in every cultural background, ethnic background. These are services for anyone and everyone. So I appreciate, once again, we appreciate what you guys are doing there. And today really is a shout out to you guys and also to the area for those loved ones, a lot of our disabled veterans are not asking for help, and we know they could use your type of help. So we're letting the loved ones and the caregivers know that that's how they can reach out, and that you guys will handle all the paperwork. So tell us a little bit about what paperwork they would need to bring with them when they show up on a Thursday to meet with you.
Well, the first time they come file, we got to have a copy of their DD 214. And if they're seeing a doctor for their disability, outside doctor, even VA, need to get a copy of the up-to-date records. VA likes to have up-to-date records, medical records. They don't like something 4 or 5 years old, because too many things can change in 4 or 5 years on the veteran. So they need up-to-date medical records. And that's basically what we need to get started. And then a lot of times the VA will decide they need something else, and they'll let the veteran know, and they'll come back in and see us, and we'll file that paperwork also.
Perfect. Appreciate all the input and the specificness you're giving for those out there. The Americans with Disabilities Act is an important piece of legislation. During Disability Awareness Month, we kind of prompts us to ask ourselves, do employers really understand that law? There's many resources for them to reach out and know better, but do they understand and know the benefits? There's tax breaks. There's a lot that can change your internal touch of the work atmosphere when you bring in someone with disabilities, in particular a veteran. So that's kind of what we're highlighting today, along with the services that you guys provide. So today we have to ask ourselves, do employers truly understand that veterans fall under this law, that there are veterans out there that do come home with a different set of skill sets? All of them come home with a different set of skill sets, but in particular, we have to shift those skill sets to match up with employers and really build a solid relationship with them so that it is successful to them. So tell me a little bit about, or give me your input. If what do our employers need to know when they're seeking to hire a disabled veteran?
Well, they need to know the veteran's problems, his disabilities, and what all he can do to be able to help that employer out, be able to do good work for him. So he needs to, sit down with the veteran and have a good talk with him and get to know each other. And that would help a lot, because you don't want to hire the veteran just because he's a veteran. Hire him because he can help his company. Plus, he's helping the veteran.
Absolutely. I think a lot of times in our naivety, we feel like that's a veteran, let's do all we can do for them. I'll give him a job, and we throw them into job aspects that may not be a best fit for them, which sometimes could be more detrimental to them in their specific circumstance. So I know in the workforce community and development altogether of our small businesses and all of our larger businesses, the goal would always to have that next best employee, but also for them to be at their next best job. So really teaming specific needs of the employer with specific skill sets of the employee, whether it be disabled or not, really is key to making that a successful relationship. What we do know is these veterans come out with solid teamwork. They come out with solid soft skills of reliability and accountability. And once you teach them their job, they're very specific to complete that job. And they're loyal. Would you agree with that?
Yes. Once they get a good job, they're going to stick with it. They're loyal to that job. Once they find the right one, get the right connection and everything, they'll stick with it.
Absolutely. Would you agree that for the employers, it really is critical that they be patient and willing to complete training and put some hands-on detail to each of those individuals, just as they would any other new coming in employee?
Yes, I think so.
The soft skills, when we talk about workforce and employees, we talk about their soft skills and their hard skills and what they've been trained to do versus their personality. So it's really great and a good thing for employees out there looking to replace new employment. Everybody's looking for employees right now, but man, I'll tell you, most employers will still tell us that if will just show up and be willing to learn what they need you to do, you've got a job.
Right.
So Dave, when you and I spoke yesterday about the transitions of veteran into a working environment after they've incurred a disability, we obviously, I think everyone would agree, there's the top of mind awareness of this really isn't as fresh as we'd like it to be. We've been through a lot. We've been through COVID and its restrictions and precautions for our employees, as well as employees are being concerned about their family members as they go in and out to work. Tell me a little bit about the shifting of services that you and your team went through. And let's talk a little bit about the programs that may have been restricted and we were unable to service our veterans during those times.
Well, I know with us, we were shut down for almost a year, I guess. We couldn't help the veteran with his claim. So it made it hard. A lot of them needed to get claims filed, but they couldn't do it through us. And they just had to wait till we were able to do it again. So it made it hard on a lot of them, even on us where we couldn't do anything.
Absolutely. Yesterday, we spoke a little bit about some of the group meetings throughout the area. I believe in Jennings, maybe you mentioned, where some of the veterans could go and kind of support group chat with each other. They had some good hangout time together. I assume those meetings also ceased during COVID and gave some real impact to the emotional stability and emotional structure of each disabled veteran.
Yeah, they would meet. I know in Lake Charles, they had a group that would meet at the Lake Charles Clinic. And I called yesterday and asked if they were still doing it. And the girl that answered the phone didn't know. Said, wait, I'll connect you with somebody. Well, she connected me with Alexandria. Well, they don't know what's going on in Lake Charles half the time. So really, I don't know if they're back to doing that right now or not. I guess the best thing to do for the veteran to go to the clinic and talk to them and see if they're still doing it or when they're going to start up again.
Absolutely. Good point to bring up. I think we're all acutely aware that the northern side of the state are very different in their needs and desires for their communities than we are in the southern side of the state. So thanks for bringing that up. But also, I do want to make sure that veterans and those family members caring for veterans understand, take that step to reach out, find these resources, call these offices, get a hold to Commander Soche, find out what the direction is. If they don't have the answer, they'll definitely get you to someone that does have the answer. So Dave, I guess we can both agree that hiring a disabled veteran really does take a commitment between the employer and the participant to really work diligently and to work hard to be all that they can be for each other.
Right.
Well, we want to definitely take a moment to acknowledge and praise and give thanks to the companies that locally are already intentional in service to the disabled veterans. You can still walk into some of our local owned veterans and see discount opportunities for them. All of our servicemen are men and women in uniform. So there's great acknowledgement, and I believe in the South we should be really proud of the fact that our employers, in particular our small local mom and pop shops, are very much support what you guys are doing and what's happened and happening to our veterans during times like these. So in closing out, Dave, is there any other information or topics you would like to kind of highlight?
No, but I can leave my phone number and they can reach me anytime they need to. I know a lot of them that they'll think of something and they need to know right then. So, they'll have two means of access, either command or with me. And they give me a call and I'll be glad to help them out best I can.
Absolutely. And what phone number can they reach you at?
304-1741. Call anytime. That's my cell number.
Perfect. We've got that added into our comments below. Again, today we are meeting with Dave Sinsat. He is adjunct certified disability application processor for you, all the disabled veterans out there. He's also the treasurer of Chapter 17, Disabled Veterans of America. They meet here locally on the first Thursday of each month in that's in your office at 5516 Highway 90 East here in Lake Charles.
Yeah.
And they meet again on the third Thursday of the month from 8 till only noon. So the first Thursday of the month from 8 a.m. to 2. It is a first come, first served basis. If you are dealing with a disability that is wheelchair necessary, then you'll obviously will take precedent in that line. Another great respectable thing that these great men and women do over there. So first Thursday of the month from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Third Thursday of the month, 8 a.m. to noon at the Lake Charles office, 5516 Highway 90 East in Lake Charles. You can also meet with them on the second Thursday of the month in Sulphur, Louisiana. And I know we have residents over all the way from the Texas line and in those little northern cities, DeQuincy and DeRidder, that you can come down and reach over second Thursday of the month in Sulphur at the Sulphur Community Coalition Center. That's at 501 East Burton. They're just east of the Sulphur Police Department. So I know we talked about, Dave, earlier, you mentioned the paperwork that they should bring with them when they go in to apply. Can you tell us those needs one more time?
Your DD 214 and any medical record you might have pertaining to your claim you want to file. And if you don't have your DD 214, there's a form you can fill out yourself. You can get it online and send that in, and they'll send you a DD 214. And that's a SF 180. Now, a lot of veterans, when they got out, they should have gone to the courthouse and had it recorded. Then that way they can go anytime and get a copy of it. So they might want to check on that, before they go through all the trouble of trying to get another one. They might have forgot that they recorded it. They can go check on it and see if they got it recorded.
And to handle that, they just go to their local courthouse with that paperwork and ask to file it.
Well, just go and ask if they have a copy of their DD 214 on file. And if
Okay.
they do, then they can get a copy of it. That form, the SF 180, they have to fill it out, send it in. There's different addresses to send it, but there's a paper in the paperwork, it tells you where to send it.
Okay, great. Tell me a little bit, in addition to that paperwork, you mentioned yesterday that a lot of our military, well, we do know, it's very, everyone should know by now, they come home very changed, emotionally and mentally, obviously some of them physically, but tell us about the letters that you would like them to have from family and loved ones when they come in to apply for services of disability.
If you want to file for this, the letters for PTSD. If you have PTSD, you can get a family member, a good friend, somebody that knew you before you went overseas or whatever caused your PTSD, and somebody after, the same person saw you before and after. Just get them to write a short letter stating what they, how you were and how you became after you went overseas. And that helps a lot. I can speak from experience on that because my wife and my oldest daughter wrote one on me. And I still haven't read it because she's afraid for me to read it. So, but that works. I know that'll help with the letters.
It's a great point to bring up, that maybe not reading what your loved ones have to say that are fighting for you and your continued existence. To our disabled veterans out there, to all of our veterans, thank you so much for your service, and definitely hey, ask us for help. You were loyal and providing services and being faithful to us in your service to our country, and we're shouting out to employers and asking them to be faithful and loyal to you and helping you move forward with a job opportunity, being able to be even a part-time opportunity. Dave, not everyone is fully disabled, correct? Some of these men and women, young and old, are still able to hold a portion of a job and have some purpose in providing for their for their families and homes outside of just a full disability where they lose the feeling of productivity each day. Is that correct?
Right, that's correct. A lot of them, they need help nowadays, extra money to get by with their family. And if they have a service-connected disability, they can get a disability rating and get extra money, to help them along. And that disability is non-taxable. You don't have to file that on your income tax or anything. It's all tax-free money. So that helps a lot where you don't have to worry about filing taxes on that.
Perfect.
So they need to, come see us and we can talk about, their disability and see what we can do to help them.
And you say come and talk to you because for each individual, it could be a very different process, but you guys are just there to make that process easy and guide that for them, correct?
Correct. And if a veteran has 100% disability, don't come see us, because when you get 100%, you leave it alone, because the VA can go in there and look at something that they gave you the 100% on 5 years ago and say, well, he's better now, so we're going to take that away. Well, they probably cut him down to 80%. So if you're 100%, don't try to change anything, file anything else on it. Just leave that claim alone. Because the VA will do the best they can to take money away from you.
Good insight. So we definitely want to encourage each of the loved ones and family members. You don't have to be blood related to know that you're chosen family. I think we all have very many people in our lives that we've chosen to have in our lives. So if you're a caregiver of a disabled veteran, or you are a disabled veteran, please reach out to Dave and his team. Give Robert Soche a call and let them help guide you through this process. You obviously could reach out to some of these additional organizations. You can reach out to us. You can reach out to Dave, and we can find some employment opportunities all month long. We're working with agencies that are helping to employ those with disabilities. So reach out. No one should be walking this life we're walking, in particular over the last year or so with these disasters and the COVID restrictions and physical health and mental concerns and what steps we take next. Every day is a brand new day, and we're all in this together. So absolutely reach out and let's get you the assistance and support that you need. So Dave, I want to thank you again for your time this month and support of disability awareness, and for your service in representing disabled veterans across the Southern region. It truly is our sincere pleasure for me speaking with you yesterday and hearing your passion and knowing the background of what you've been through. I come from a long line of veterans, and you have our sole support, and we don't want you guys to feel as an organization you're on your own either. So thank you guys again, you and all of your team, for providing the services you do to our local veterans. Is there anything in closing you'd like to say today, Dave?
Yeah, I'd like to add, if you file a claim and the VA turns you down, you come back and see us, and we will file an appeal on that. And we'll keep filing an appeal until you get what you deserve. Because they crazy little things, they'll deny the claim for no reason, because they don't. The VA has a philosophy of forget about your claim or die. That way they don't have to pay you anything. But we don't see it that way. You get denied, you come see us. We're gonna follow that appeal until you get what you deserve.
Those are tough words for us to hear, that you guys have to step in and truly be the driving force for these claims to be able to go forward, and for our servicemen and women to be serviced properly for what they've done for us. So thank you for that. So Southwest Louisiana, thank you for joining us today. This is our third of 4 interviews this month of the Alliance Chamber Southwest Louisiana Business Development and Inclusion Task Force. We're acknowledging National Disability Employment Month, and we look forward to our next digital event on Wednesday, October 27th at 10 a.m. right back here on Facebook. Thank you for those of you that stuck with us in the beginning. Hope all of you see this recording later and share this recording outreach to some of your families and friends that you know could use this information. Thank you again to all the employers out there that are providing work environments and opportunities for those with disabilities and giving purpose to their lives. I'm Angel Scott, and I hope that you all have a wonderful day.